Hey guys, hope everyone's doing all right, making the most of this quarantine. Speaking of which, so I've heard plenty of people over the last couple months, years, whatever, say, "Oh, I wish I learned guitar. I wish I learned piano. I never have the time." Well, guess what? Now's your time. Now that you're stuck inside, maybe looking for something to do, time to pick up that guitar and give it a shot. That's why I'm here doing this video and a few more videos after this one to cover everything that I want to cover. But my goal is to show you some basics on playing guitar, get you off the ground, get you started. What I'm going to show you is my way of playing, how I learned. Doesn't mean it's the right way or the best way. If you ask me, there really is no right way. Maybe there is, I don't know, whatever. There's multiple ways to skin the cat here. And I hate that phrase, but I don't know how else to say it. So anyway, if you want to learn, all you need is, well, a guitar, preferably acoustic, just because that's what I'm going to be giving lessons on. So it might be easier to follow along. That's not necessary. If you have an electric, that's all you have. That'll work great. There's just a couple small differences, for all intents and purposes. We can get by with that though. It's not a problem. So acoustic or electric guitar, preferably if you have a guitar strap here, will be helpful, but it's not entirely necessary. So if you don't have one and you can't get one, don't worry about it. So acoustic guitar or electric strap, and then a pick. Up close. I mean, I'm sure everyone knows what a guitar pick is, but you never know. So guitar strap, pick. You have those three things, a will to learn and some patience. You're going to need lots of patience. That's okay. This is one of these things that you might pick up right away. You might not. Just give yourself time. There's no rush. You're going to have days where you're trying to get through, trying to figure out a song or a chord, or just figuring out how to hold the darn guitar right, and you're going to want to give up. Well, just take a break, walk away for 10 minutes, the rest of the day, whatever, and then come back tomorrow, an hour later, whatever, pick it up again, give it another go. And that's an essential part of the process, is struggling through and figuring things out. So you're not alone. I struggle all the time trying to learn a new song or trying to record something. I throw stuff on YouTube or Facebook once in a while. That's not just a one and done take for me. That's like a half-day project at least, doing multiple takes. What you see isn't necessarily what you get. It takes a while to get things right, but I'm rambling. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now about all that, and we'll get started. All right, well, I'd like to get started with some guitar terminology, basically the different parts of this guy here. So as I'm going through, I'm kind of focused on an acoustic guitar. A lot of these things, same, names and whatnot, carry over to the electric guitar. Some don't, but anyway, so I'm focused on the acoustic guitar for now. So without further ado, this right here, this is the body of the guitar. And on your body, you have this is called the lower bout right here, this curve. And this curve right here is called the upper bout. So you have the lower bout and upper bout. And in between the upper and lower bout, right here, you have the waist. So I'm not sure if, the top curve here, the bottom curve is the waist. To me, they're both the waist. I don't know. But basically, the waist is the part of the guitar that you're going to rest on your leg right there. So that's the waist. Next, we have right here, I'm going to step a little closer. This right here, this white strip, that's called the bridge of the guitar. Maybe it's this entire thing. I'm not quite sure. Just this area is the bridge of the guitar. And these little peg-looking things right here are called the bridge pins. And these are what hold the strings in place. And I am not going to get into changing strings on a guitar. That is not something I'm too good at. I regularly have to go onto YouTube, and there's plenty of good videos on changing strings already. So I'm going to leave it to the pros to talk about that. This giant hole right here that is so characteristic of an acoustic guitar, it's called the sound hole. Might be another name for it, but you know what? We're going to call it the sound hole because that's all I've ever heard it called. That's the sound hole. One other thing that I've actually had a couple people ask me over the years what this is. This thing right here, you might have one of these on your guitar. Hopefully it's not covered in dust like mine is. That's called a pick guard. That's just so that when you're wailing away, you know, when you're really having a good time shredding up, you're not hitting your nice expensive guitar in a wood, and you're just hitting that pick guard, plastic, whatever. Anyway, all right, so we've gone over this portion of the guitar. Now we're gonna look at this upper portion. So this right here, flip it around, this is the neck of the guitar. And on top, you have the fretboard. So neck, fretboard. Now I always get a little tripped up on this part. So on the fretboard, you have individual frets. And for all intents and purposes, the frets are the spaces in between these metal bars. And these metal bars are actually called fret wires, as far as I know. But when you play guitar, you're never going to put, well, maybe not never, but for all intents and purposes, you're never going to put your fingers right on that metal bar like that. It won't sound good. It sounds like muted. So you're always going to be putting your fingers right to the left of the fret bar. You can hear that, you know, is ringing a lot clearer. So when I'm talking about a fret, I'm talking about the space next to the fret wire. So this, for example, this would be fret 1. This would be fret 2. This would be fret 3. But if you do want to reference the wire itself, I mean, this is fret wire 1, fret wire 2, fret wire 3. And if I play the strings open, I don't have my fingers on any fret. I'm going to call that fret 0. That's, yeah. I don't know if that's technically correct or not, but I'm going to roll with it. Position markers. So you've probably seen these little dots here before on your guitar, if you have one. Any guitar I've seen always has these dots. They're called position markers. That's the proper name for them. You might also have them, not wrong side. You might also have them on the neck of the guitar, right there, right below the fretboard. So position markers are really helpful for you to be able to look down at the neck of the guitar and know which fret is which. This first position marker tells, oh, there's not a position marker there. There is on the neck of the guitar for me. I'm looking at my other guitar and it does have the inlay into the fretboard. But anyway, so this first position marker denotes where fret 3 is. The second position marker tells you where fret 5 is. You can see it on the side of the neck too there. So you got markers on this guitar for 5, fret 7, fret 9, fret 12, fret 15, and fret 17. And we probably won't be getting up this way for a while, so I guess don't worry about that right now. But anyway, these are just helpful markers to know, to look down quickly and see where you are on the guitar. You know, if you're looking at a tab, which we'll get into later, and it's telling you to put a finger on the G string or the A string on fret 5, you know, you can look down and right away you'll see your position marker for fret 5. So moving up a little more. So this little white strip here is called the nut. Yeah, it's called the nut. This is the headstock of the guitar. Headstock. And on the headstock, you have these things right here. This is how you tune your strings. These are called, technically they're called machine heads, also called tuning pegs. I might refer to them as both. So machine heads, tuning pegs, same thing. And these little things right here are called the string posts. You know, all 6 of these. Or if you're a metalhead, you might have an 8-string guitar, so you'd have 8 of these. Basically, when you turn turn the tuning pegs, there's a little gear mechanism in there that will rotate the string post to wind or unwind the string so you can get it tuned properly. So I hope that hasn't been too confusing, but those are all the main components of the guitar. Probably the biggest difference to me, acoustic versus electric, is instead of the sound hole, you have these two, they're called pickups. Basically, on an acoustic guitar, you would want to strum over the sound hole. Well, on an electric guitar, you're going to want to strum over the pickups. All right, well, we're really going to start getting into the meat of it now. So I hope you're excited. I know I am. I'm also a little nervous because, again, I've never done this before. So just bear with me. If I'm being super confusing, you can always ask any question that you have. I'm always happy to answer, so don't be shy. So without further ado, holding the guitar. Take this off for a second. A strap is not entirely necessary unless you're standing. You're going to be pretty uncomfortable standing and playing without a strap, so just wear the darn strap if you're playing standing. I'm going to throw mine on. So once you have the guitar on you, I'm going to assume you're sitting down. Sit on a comfortable stool or bench, something without armrests preferably, because you'll just be banging the headstock and the body of the guitar on the armrests. It's not fun. So, just something like this. You guys know what a stool is, but I don't want to take any chances with this. Look at this nice old thing here. Anything without armrests really work well. So anyways, take a seat. Throw the strap on if you're going to be wearing one. And so you're going to position the waist of the guitar on your right thigh, right here. So it's nice, comfortable position. Just find the spot that works well for you. You can also position it on your left thigh if that works better. It's I have one of my buddies always plays with the guitar on his left leg. I usually play with it on my right. Whatever's comfortable for you. So try to maintain good posture. I certainly don't do that. I really need to work on that, but it'll help you in the long run. And if you're playing for a long period of time, it'll just feel better. Anyway, so with the waist of the guitar positioned on your thigh, I'm going to kind of have my forearm on the lower bout of the guitar, kind of resting right there, so that I'm in a comfortable position with my hand to strum. And I kind of have my left hand, easily resting on the fretboard neck of the guitar. So it's not rocket science. Really, you want to be able to just look down at your fingers. You don't want to have to be, hunched over, looking like that. Although, as you're trying to learn, you're looking closely at things, you're going to do that. No big deal. Again, you'll figure it out over time. You're gonna figure out what works best for you. So, one more thing on holding the guitar. So if you're gonna stand up with it, if you really don't want to sit down, make sure you adjust the strap so that the guitar is in a comfortable position for you, kind of chest height or right below. I got it right below. You want to make sure that you can really work your hand around that fretboard comfortably. If you have this positioned way too low, I'm going to take the strap off for a second. I'm going to pretend that my strap is super low right now. You might have trouble getting your hand comfortably around that fretboard and working it. You also don't want it up in your throat. So again, chest height or right below will do the trick. I'm still resting my forearm on the lower belt there. So yeah, that's basically how to hold the thing if you're standing up. Okay, so holding the pick. First off, so the pick here, there are so many different kinds of picks. Basically different textured grips, different thicknesses, different stiffnesses. Find something you like. I recommend a kind of a medium heavy pick. I don't know if that's appropriate terminology, but something that's got a little bit of bend to it, isn't too stiff, whatever works. You know, I got this other guitar pick here that's super bendy. And just real quick so you can hear the difference. Actually, so this is a really heavy, thick pick. It doesn't have much bend to it, so I'm going to strum. It's a pretty loud, aggressive sound. If I take that flimsier pick now, I do the same thing. So you can hear it's a little airier, lighter, and I'm kind of doing the same motion with my hand. I'm not applying any more or less, you know, force. And I'm going to get into picking technique in a little bit. But anyway, that's just to show you there's many different types of picks. Whatever works for you. There's no right or wrong. It's whatever you like. So holding the pick, hopefully this will stay in focus here. There we go. Not bad. So you're going to want to hold the pick with your index finger and your thumb. So I'm going to have to show you both sides here. Maybe I just show you, you know, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So you can kind of see I'm holding it there. I have my, you know, I got both fingers on the upper portion of the pick. So that's the way to hold it. And you want to hold on just enough so that you don't drop it on the floor. You don't want to be squeezing it to death. So just, you know, be gentle with it. You're probably going to lose a pick or two in the sound hole here if you're playing with an acoustic guitar. It's part of life. I had a couple rattling around in here that I could not get out for the longest time until last month. I finally fell out one day. You know, if that happens, just take the guitar off and just gently, you know, shake it around, shake it out. Don't get too mad at it. Don't throw it at the ground. Then you'll just be a lot more mad and guitar will probably be broken. Anyway, that's how you hold it. You know, hold it just enough. Don't drop it, but be comfortable. And you can do that. And you're going to get a nice sound. We're going to get more into strumming and all that as we move along here, so don't worry about that. So really, if you want to go louder or softer, I tend to keep the constant grip on the pick, you know, that kind of just, you know, pretty light grip. If I want a softer sound, I'm going to kind of adjust my wrist motion, my wrist motion more than I am my grip on the pick. So if I want a softer sound, gentle, smooth. And if I want a kind of a heavier sound, I don't know if lock up is the right word. I'm going to tighten my wrist a little more. I'm driving the pick more with my wrist.